All right.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Mr. Gorbachev.
Turn up this podcast.
I'm in this for the money and the pussy, and they're both falling off the trees.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 158 of the Reasonable Doubt podcast. As always, we are your hosts, C. Griff and DJ Metcalf.
And DK Metcalf. Hi there. We have the same stats, which is crazy.
What do you mean?
Like, we have the identical stats. 6'3",
Games
250. You know, like, the only real difference between us, I'm white, obviously.
That's the difference.
DK Metcalf is black.
It's the fast switch muscle.
Yeah, like, I think maybe a little bit, probably our body fat percentages are
maybe
like
a little,
like 1 or 2.
Yeah,
he's
1 or
like
2%.
8, I'm like 30.
I looked it up because I'm trying to lose weight. I looked it up. It's like, what's my probable like body fat percentage? Did not like the number.
Dude, I'll get fat calipers. I was gonna get them anyway.
Is that where you like pinches you?
You do different spots on your body, and then it comes up. It's not like super. It's not super accurate, but it gives you a good idea. Mm-hmm. Last time I did it, it was like 26.
That's you hate to think that a quarter of your body
of my body is fat. Okay, so
I want it to be 0.
I know,
but that's 0 body fat percentage is actually that'll kill you.
Yeah, you can't. The lowest when you see dudes like ripped, they're on sub 10.
Yeah,
10% is like relatively healthy. You can maintain that. Competition, like bodybuilding competition, fat, they'll be like 6.
Yeah,
some guys can get down to like 4, where they're like dry.
Veiny.
Well, like where they have like full glute striations.
Yeah,
like dry vascular.
Doesn't it happen
glute
to like
striation.
ultra marathon runners and stuff too?
No, they don't get that low.
No,
they're way less lean than you would think.
Okay,
yeah,
like maybe by the end of the run.
Marathon runners aren't that healthy.
No, they're like ultra marathon guys.
Ultra marathon guys, probably.
Yeah, they're
guys
probably that
way
run
down
for
there,
days.
Yeah.
Those guys are fucking.
Yeah, they're crazy.
There's something wrong with your fucking head if you run an ultra marathon.
I agree.
There's something fucked
There's
up.
something
You're
fucking...
running. What are you running from? You're running from something.
Well, and it's just a lot. Like it's, yeah. Like if you do a sport, you can argue like I'm a healthy person. I enjoy doing this sport. If you're running ultra marathons,
there's no fun.
Well, I'm sure it's fun. Like if you're into it, it's probably your thing. I've done like 100K runs and I love it. But you do one and you're like, cool, I'm good for 6 months.
Yeah.
Like,
those guys run all day.
They do it all the time. And it's like, it's just not good for you. It's bad for the amount of wear and tear.
Exploding your knees.
And ankles and your feet and the tension. And
yeah,
you're like,
it's not normal for when you take off your shoes after a run for your toenails to fall off. But it is normal for those guys.
Yeah, that's like...
Their toenails just fall off.
I lost... Fuck. When I was training really hard, I was doing about 60K a week, and then I thought, well, I'll do a run out to, I think it was called Queensland Beach. And I figured I'll run there, because I was running so much at the time. I was like, I'll run there, go in the water quick, cool off, and I'll run back.
Mm-hmm.
And I got there, and I ran all the way there. It's about 60K.
Okay.
Like, it was like 67 kilometers. So I get there. I'm like, sick.
Swim.
No, I stop, kind of cool off. And I went to start running. I just stopped too long, and my legs seized. And I was like, oh, I can't.
Oh, fuck.
Because if you sit for too long, like
your body's like, you're done.
You're done running now. No more running. And I just couldn't. And I had to call someone to come get me.
Holy shit.
I was like, I can't. My fucking legs are seized up. Like, I can't run. I had
that fucking hurt.
Yeah, a buddy of mine, he came and got me. Because... yeah, he was an ultra marathon runner, and I was like, "Hey,
he
man."
runs to you. He's like, "Come on, we'll run back."
He was like, he told me, he's like, "How long did you stop?" I'm like, "I don't know, like 8 minutes." He's like, "That's way too long. You need to stop for like 2." Yeah, he's like, "I've never stopped for more than like 2 minutes." If you just put down 70 kilometers, like close to, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, man. You take your shoes off, clean your feet real quick, like clean your feet off, socks back on, shoes back on." Lace up, go.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Ideally, you swap shoes. Like, if it's really long, I mean, 70K is not too bad. But
If it's really long, you got to swap shoes.
Yeah, guys who do like 250K,
Yeah.
they'll stop halfway and swap socks and shoes.
That makes sense.
Fresh socks, fresh shoes, and then you start going again.
Yeah. Fresh socks is good. I do that halfway through my shift sometimes.
Yeah, you've told me about this, that you
Yeah.
swap socks during your shift.
Oh,
It does feel amazing.
it feels amazing. And it rejuvenates you.
One thing people don't think about, same with shoes, is like, so I learned this from an ASICS rep. Mm-hmm. Is that the best way to take care, because ASICS are the cream of the crop for running shoes. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. The best running shoes in the market are ASICS. The best way to use ASICS, if you run every day to train, is that you have a pair that you run in, and you give it every other day off.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that with shoes.
Yeah, so like you wear your ASICS, and then for this day 2, you wear a different pair of ASICS. Mm-hmm. And then you go back and forth, because I guess the foam in the shoe actually over the course of 24 hours does come back quite a bit, and it'll like repopulate.
Yeah, that's how you make your shoes last longer.
Yeah.
If you have 2 pairs of shoes that you alternate on, they will both last longer than if you were to buy a pair of shoes, kill them, and then buy another pair of shoes.
Yeah.
You're supposed to alternate. It's
Rotate
also with
between
like moisture in them. It takes longer than overnight for that to like
To get the moisture out of the foam and
to
everything
get all that
out of
out.
the
You're
sole.
supposed to let it go. Right?
Yeah, I didn't realize that, and it was a great trick, and I tried it, and let me tell you, it does change the running game, because every time you feel like you're getting in a fresh pair of shoes for like a while.
Yep.
It was probably like 2 months.
Felt like brand new shoes.
Yeah, 2 months that every time I put on my shoes, I was like, feels fucking brand new, man. Like, they're nice and squishy and soft on your feet, like all formed. Like, it was nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. Also, the guy selling ASICs would say that.
No, well, because they have all these care guides, right? There's other
Yeah,
stuff.
true.
Like, you're supposed to apparently every time, like, yank the shit out of the laces and, like, crank the tongue open and let it breathe.
Oh, okay.
Like, is another big thing. I think you're supposed to oil like, between the mesh, the like, leather strapping between the mesh or plastic. You're supposed to oil it. Is like a big thing. Yeah,
That's crazy.
There's a whole bunch of shit you're supposed to do. Cleaning them is apparently a huge thing.
I feel like if
That
you were
he
to
said
run...
every day he would clean the foam, and he said it because it allows the foam to breathe better.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I feel like if I were to run like an ultra marathon in a pair of shoes, those shoes are done. Like after the marathon, I'm just like, they've served their purpose. I'm getting
They're
new
done
ones.
now.
They're done.
That's why athletes, like a lot of athletes, they'll play, like basketball players will play like a few games with one pair of shoes,
and then that's
done.
it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like brand new isn't good. There's like a
You know, you
certain
want 'em
amount of
broken
worn in.
Yeah. So
right?
I think I think I was listening to Kevin Garnett talk about the fact that he would practice with a pair of shoes, do like 2 practices,
Then play
and
a
then
game.
maybe 3 games with it.
And then after
they're
that,
done.
they're toast.
Yeah.
Well, also like the amount of stress those shoes are going under,
It's
as opposed
tons.
to like someone just walking to work.
Well, yeah, because they're running and jumping and
stopping,
start and stop. Like,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
I know.
Of
I
wear.
play basketball. I ball.
So something I wanted to talk about last week on our last episode
that we recorded last week. Yeah,
that we recorded a week ago, which you can tell by this.
his hand not healed at all.
It's taken forever. I guess before we get off this with the fucking fat thing, I got an ultrasound done on my hernia.
Yeah.
It was not good news. It was part of what ruined my week.
Oh no! What's going on? How fucked are you?
It's my bowel.
Your bowels coming through?
Usually it's your small intestine.
Yeah.
It's not. It's my bowel.
Oh.
And it is constricting my bowel.
That's why it took you fucking 15 minutes to take a shit.
Probably. Yeah. And it's painful all the time, which my doctor was like, are you in pain? And I was like, yeah, constantly. Like, I've been smoking a lot of pot because I'm just in fucking pain all the time.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah. So I've got an appointment with the surgeon to meet with them, and then hopefully it's quick after that. But I need surgery.
Yeah. Of course you do.
And then there's also, because I was like, I'm not in elite shape, but I'm not fat.
Yeah, you're not fat.
I'm not fat. I'm
like,
chubby, but I'm not like
we're cuddly fat.
yeah,
you know?
exactly. I'm
Like,
not like fat.
It wouldn't suck to like lay right here.
Yeah, to just cuddle up in this. Right
but
now.
I'm definitely not thin.
Yeah.
Let's.
So, I believe, I should have looked this up for the episode. There's subcutaneous fat, which is like the jello-y fat on the outside of you. That's relatively healthy to have.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the fat in your organs, right?
Around your organs. That's inside the cavity and around your organs and stuff. And I believe that's called like sublingual fat.
That's the bad stuff.
That is not good to have. I was like, I'm not that fat. And she goes, you're not. You do have more fat inside.
Oh, no.
And I was like, really? So I thought, based on the bulge, that the hernia is not that big. I guess it's substantially larger than I thought. And a large piece of it is being blocked by fat.
It's saving you.
No.
No.
No, it's keeping it open, which is a problem.
Okay.
I'm putting pressure on it. And yeah, so I have a large piece of fat that's there, like from inside of me.
Oh my God.
I know. So I've been dieting like quite hard.
Yeah. To
And,
try and
like,
cut that back.
Yeah, and like trying to fucking like I haven't been out drinking very much, and yeah, just like like I had to smoke, but I've otherwise quit smoking. Like I'm trying to get my blood pressure down, shit, because it's not good. And I'm eating like oats every day religiously.
Oh my God.
My fucking diet is dialed in right now. It's like
Well, I mean, there's nothing like a crisis to make you like.
be like I have to clean up my life.
Yeah, like if everything's kind of going all right, it's hard to be
fine.
like, I'll make life hard.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm like
I like cookies. I'm not going to give those up for nothing.
yeah,
You
for
know?
nothing at all. Yeah, it scared me, and I was like, "Fuck, I need to clean my shit up. Like, this is not good." And I guess we're just gonna keep going along this path. But if it, I gotta get like blood work done. They're a little worried about like perforation in the bowel.
Oh, you go like septic or whatever?
Yeah, so I need to. I'm gonna have to get stuff regularly done to stay on top of it.
Do you remember when you first were like, I think I have a hernia? And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a hernia. And like, if I push on it, like it feels like a hernia.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to go get that checked out. And you know what you said to me?
What?
No. You said, no, it's not that bad. And I was like, it's not that bad, but it's going to get bad.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a while to get something done about it. And you're like, no. And I was like, why not? And you're like, I don't want to miss work.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss work. Let me tell you, now I'm like, oh, this is really not good.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, you're on it, which is good. But
Yeah.
like, if you even suspect you have a hernia, like the time to go to the doctor was yesterday.
And like everything with it, with the fucking like my sleep quality is degrading because
you can't. Yeah.
because I can't fucking like lay down and get comfy. And like there's no comfy position to lie aside from maybe straight on my back.
But then you snore.
Then I snore. And so I don't love it. And like, yeah.
I can't even like body box them anymore.
Yeah, dude, it actually sucks. And lifting, like going to the gym and lifting, it's hard to brace. Where
because you're not flexing your
you're
whole
not
core.
flexing your whole core. Like this part of my abdomen at the bottom is like letting go intentionally to not pinch my bowel.
Yeah.
So I can't fully
no.
brace probably, which is probably why I threw my back out last week.
Well, it's all coming together.
Yeah, because I'm not bracing properly.
God,
so
Christian's just falling apart.
I'm doing like more isolated exercises as a result.
You know what's gonna happen this week?
What?
You're gonna like lose a tooth.
Just
You're
fucking-
gonna like take something to the face and spit out a tooth.
be like, fuck! I know.
Yeah, Christian's bald now.
Yeah. Dude,
Lose your hair at the same time.
I got some cool shit I'm stoked about. So I got something called 2DDR. I gotta go pick it up after this.
Dance Dance Revolution.
No. 2DDR is a type of sugar. It in like lab settings with mice has just as good or maybe slightly better results than minoxidil.
For hair loss?
Yeah, which is what's in.
You don't have hair loss that
I
bad.
do. My hair's thinning. I'm getting older.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Let's see the back. Let's see the crown. Oh, you're good there.
Is it thin right out?
No, you're good.
Yeah, like it's not terrible,
But you want to get on it before it's bad.
this is what I keep seeing on everything I see online. Everyone talks about. They're like, if you think you're thinning, deal with it immediately. Start taking all this stupid shit now, because recovering your hair is very hard.
Yeah.
Keeping it is a lot easier. Yeah, like keeping it is much easier to do. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that and like topical finasteride. I don't want to take finasteride. People, any of you who think that you're gonna fucking tell me about finasteride and text me after this, I want you to know I know more than you.
Why don't you want to take it?
I won't take finasteride because you shut down DHT, which is the most androgenic androgen in your body, and you're not shutting it down completely, but substantially shutting down DHT in your body is really, really hard. Like, it affects your like sexual libido, all sorts of things. Does it stop hair loss? Dude, it'll fucking pump the brakes on your hair loss like you would not believe. Oh yeah, your hair will come right back. You could be almost bald and start popping finasteride like candy. Your hair will just fucking come into your head. It's crazy. But that being said, there's deleterious effects for sure. I mean, like,
you could always do the bald look.
I'm not, dude. Do I look like a fucking bald guy?
No, not right now. But if it gets bad, like, look at me straight on. I'm gonna picture it. Oh, don't do that.
Hold up. There we go.
You got a good head shape.
No, I got a bad head shape for being bald.
Do it.
I had the number 2 haircut in basic, and I never wanted to have that again.
Do you have a picture of it? You got to show me.
I do. I'll show you.
Yeah. I want to see that. Because you could be the bald beard guy.
Maybe, but I hate that idea.
Why? We know lots of guys like that.
That's sorry that your life is like that.
Yeah, sorry, boys.
I'm gonna fight hair loss tooth and nail.
Yeah.
But this 2DR stuff, I'm really excited about. It's got crazy outcome, and there's no like downside to it. It's just a sugar that you're fucking rubbing into your scalp.
Good.
It's crazy. So.
Yeah, we should. I mean, we always do this. We go on this roller coaster back and forth of I'm fat and I'm ugly and it's over, and I'm old.
Yeah.
Or like, you know what? I'm still young and I'm hot.
I'm gonna make myself.
And right now, I feel like we're both coming up on the like we're hot again.
Yeah, I think we're gonna hit our stride in the
this
next
summer.
Year.
Fucking watch
I
out.
think so.
Watch out. You're gonna be able to bounce a quarter off my abs. That's a joke. You're not gonna be able to do that, but I'm gonna look good. I feel it.
I'm excited for this.
Mm-hmm. Started going to a barber again.
Oh yeah, I might get like a tight haircut.
Got a haircut.
Yeah.
Got shaved.
Maybe. So the other thing I was wanting to talk to you about, which on the realm of health, something I want to pick your brain on this.
Okay.
Because you know a lot from a different aspect than I do on this topic. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Settle in.
Get comfy.
I think that in the next 20 years, AI will be so developed that you will be able to synthesize every protein in the human body, and that disease will no longer be a problem.
Like, it'd be nice.
I think that at the exponential growth we have, I think we are going to get to a point very quickly I think we're going to get to a point much faster than we think of getting to this disease. Like, hopefully it doesn't become super monetized, obviously, whatever, but that disease just won't be a thing that you need to worry about.
Like, AI could synthesize it, but you'd probably need to manufacture it still, right?
That's what I'm saying. You'll probably be like 10-year process of AI working its way through different medications and drugs where it's done like synthetic models of humans and make sure there's no deleterious effects, like substantial deleterious effects to the medication. And then you'll get to this point where I think AI this 10-year process will happen. And then at the same time, all of these like super drugs are going to hit the market where it's like cancer free. Here you go. You know, diabetes that take this. I mean, we're already seeing this. I'll leave that for a sec. But I actually think that AI, anyone who says it's fucking overhyped or whatever, I think they're wrong.
No, it's not overhyped. It's actually incredibly scary. Is what it is.
It's incredibly powerful. Yeah, it
learns from itself, which is the problem.
Yeah, and I heard a crazy analogy that I was like, damn. that AI in 10 years is going...
I mean, look at the leaps it made in a year.
I know. In a year. In a
2
year of
years.
application. They won a Nobel Prize with AI. The Google... what was the name of that Google program? I can't remember. Anyway, but it won a prize for being able to predict protein folding. So when you crack an egg into a pan and the egg white is clear, they can perfectly predict how that egg white turns white, which is the denaturing of a protein and folding of that protein. They can predict that, and the guy rightfully so, won a Nobel Prize for that, which is incredible. But
yeah, even if you think
like that's not very much time of AI to say that we figured something out that's fucking crazy advanced.
Yeah, I remember like 2 years ago, you could only use AI if you paid for it.
Yeah,
and it was
now
like
it's free.
pretty janky.
Yeah.
And now it's free and in everything. Like Windows has AI, Google uses AI, which is fucking weird. I don't like the Google AI. Have you seen that? When you Google something, it'll be like AI. The first result pops up and it'll tell you something. And I've noticed it be wrong about
sometimes
things.
It's wrong, very wrong.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of freaky. I don't want this to happen, but I have a nagging feeling that AI is going to be used for sexual fantasies as soon as we can. Like
it's
if there's
already being used.
Yeah,
for
but like it'll be like you won't be able to tell. You know what I mean? Like I feel like because we are just apes. The second we figure out how to strap goggles on or put a suit on and load into an AI program that completely simulates you having sex with the most beautiful women in the world, that's all anyone will do. We'll all do that.
For sure, there's going to be a matter of self-restraint, but I think, well, the
but
whole idea...
so good that, like...
30 years, you don't even have to live in this life. What's going to happen is we're going to have this robotics, this burst in robotics, right, which we are going to have. AI is going to become massive. You put some form of taxation on the robotics industry, it'll be so profitable that people just won't have to work. That's
what you hope.
I think that's what'll happen is there'll be no need for people to work, and then you're gonna get to this point where like all the work's being done by robots, and people are gonna choose to upload to a cloud. People play fucking video games for a lot of their waking life already.
That's true.
So if they could upload themselves into a cloud and live in that, why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
You know?
And it's just you banging Mia Malkova just over and
like
over
what
and over and
shit
over
like
and over.
that, right? But I mean, I'm hopeful with AI, and I think that we're pretty close on myostatin blockers, though we don't know what the result of myostatin blocking is in like later progression. But we do know you ever seen the like knockout chickens and the myostatin knockout cows?
No.
So they like inhibit the myostatin whatever gene that triggers the release of myostatin in these chickens and cows, and they look like fucking juiced up bodybuilders.
I want to
because myostatin's what like tells your body to stop growing muscle so rapidly, right? Like, so yeah, they knock this gene out, and then they have just these like steroid chickens where like they're not giving them anything special. They just
the body never stops.
It just never stops.
I want a
It
jacked
doesn't
chicken.
inhibit it at all.
I want a jacked chicken, like as a pet.
That'd be sick, dude.
Just like you're chilling in your living room and just...
You know Eddie Hall? You know Eddie Hall, the powerlifter?
Yes.
He has apparently a myostatin deficiency.
That makes sense.
Which is why he's so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like most of those... Usually if you're like the top guy in your field
You're
or something
genetically
like that,
better.
there's genetically something
Yeah,
different.
you're genetically just superior, and
It's
that's
like,
why you're there.
Someone said this to me once. I think we were talking about like working out and stuff. And someone was talking about how they wanted to swim because they wanted like a swimmer's build.
Yeah.
Right? And someone was like, no. They didn't swim to look like that. They looked like that and then realized they were really good at swimming because
that's
of it.
100% true.
Like their body is built like that. They're built to swim, so they swim.
So they swim and they excel at it, and so
they
stay
excel
with
at
it.
But
yeah.
it's like you can't go from a 5'4" like fat guy and swim a bit and look like an Olympic swimmer.
Yeah, this
There's
has
limits
been
on what you
this
can
has
do.
been a discussion. Like, I'm a fucking bodybuilding fan. It's absolutely the most homosexual.
He likes looking at dudes with their shirt
It
off.
is the most homosexual fucking pastime that I have is watching bodybuilding. It is the gayest thing I do.
Going to the gym is gay.
It's kind of gay.
Lifting is gay.
Yeah.
You're not lifting for women. Women don't give a
No,
fuck.
I'm lifting to look jacked
You're
for dudes.
lifting so that other dudes can go, nice.
You're sick. Yeah, like, it's the gayest thing I do, absolutely. It's like, just
Well,
fucking
aside
pay
from the
attention.
gay sex.
Well, that's not gay, bro.
You're talking about... Okay, so the most homosexual thing you do is have sex with men. The gayest thing you do is watch bodybuilding.
Yeah, so
I
like
understand.
I'm a big
Okay.
bodybuilding fan. This has been a discussion in bodybuilding for years. Is the idea that a lot of guys get into bodybuilding and they start doing bodybuilding and their diet's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Their fucking exercise regime like makes sense. It's smart. It's efficient. They're getting awesome hypertrophy results.
Mm-hmm.
But then they're like, well, I want to be a pro bodybuilder.
It's like,
And it's like, dude, no amount of steroids. And they're like, well, I'll just take steroids. No amount of steroids in the whole world will change your genetics.
No.
You can get close. You can get big. But some people respond to steroids differently. Dude, Ronnie Coleman famously was only on like 500 milligrams of testosterone like once a week, something like that. He was doing like 2 injections of 250 milligrams like test prop fucking twice a week. Like, that's crazy, dude. That's nothing. Because you have other guys that are taking 2 grams and don't have the same results. Like, so not only is he genetically inclined to be massive, his like physiologic response to steroids is just awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's all these things you can't control that are just a part of your genetics.
Well, yeah, it's like the hard work beats genetics, but hard work and genetics, like...
Beat everything.
If you have the genetics for it and you work really hard, like...
You're just awesome.
Yeah, like...
That's just the way it is.
Yeah, your genetics are just, you know... And that's everything. That's
Arnold,
not even just
Arnold's a
bodybuilding.
great example of that. You look at him years before steroid use when he was a kid. You know what he looked like when he was a kid? Like a guy who could definitely become a pro bodybuilder.
Yeah, like
And
jacked.
He was jacked. He was built. He had this huge fucking V. Big shoulders, big arms, big, huge developed chest, massive lat spread. Why? Because he just had...
Good tan.
He just had the genetics to be awesome at bodybuilding.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's everything, though.
That's everything. Basketball players... Yo, Muggsy
It
Bogues...
doesn't matter if you run drills all day. You're not 7'1".
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Muggsy Bogues made it there as a fucking fluke
Yeah.
at 5'4". Yeah, the guy's a fucking fluke. He's a genetic freak when it comes to ball handling. You can't discredit his genetics in every aspect except his height.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he ever made it to the NBA. Same with Spud Webb. Same thing. Had wicked calf genetics for Spud Webb, so he could jump like Jordan at 5'6".
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that because you're also 5'6", you
That
can be
you
an
have
NBA
the same
player.
amount of chance.
You
Yeah,
don't.
no, you don't.
You don't. Genetics play an enormous fucking role.
Yeah.
You
There
know?
is like a point in most like athletes' life
Where
where they're
they
like
accept.
leaving high school and they're going to college, or they're like trying to apply to college, and like half the time someone just is just like, this is it.
Yeah.
You can't compete anymore.
You're never gonna be the right genetics for
You're
this.
like, you just can't do it. There's too
Yeah.
many people with better genetics that train just as hard.
Yeah, exactly. Like, unless you're doing something off the wall, you're just never gonna get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is a fucking totally
fact of
okay
life.
thing. It's just a fact of life.
You're probably genetically good at something else, like
Yeah.
playing video games all day,
You,
jerking
yeah,
off.
you gotta find your thing, man. Everyone's got a thing.
I think we talked about this before. I think everyone is like the top one in something.
Yeah.
You just gotta like.
just gotta figure out what
I
your
am the
top
top
thing
one
is.
in like tying my shoes without looking.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm really good. Like, but you wouldn't know it. Like I'm the top one at like whistling a certain song.
Yeah.
Right. No
Yeah,
one's
and
better.
you just gotta know.
You just gotta know.
And unfortunately, some things are more profitable than
I'm
others.
definitely top 10% in draining threes. Just
Yeah?
like you're like definitely top 10% in offensive line, like blocking.
No, I'm shit at blocking. I'm terrible. I have a weak lower back. I'll tell you this, bitch, man. I had the same thing. I could never win a Mr. Olympia. With the right amount of steroids and dedication to training, I could win a physique classic for sure.
Yeah, you think so?
I have a super deep chest. Yeah, I have a massive fucking huge rib cage. Super deep chest. Great lats, jeans. I don't have to work out my back to have a fucking cobra fucking back spread.
It's just there.
It's just there. My arms? Shit. Shit, dude. tiny little bitch arms. I look like E.T., motherfucker. I have tried my whole life to grow my arms. Can't. I have awesome shoulder genetics. My fucking double bicep spread and my shoulders, the anterior shoulder, looks so good.
And then just forearms.
And it is just met by the same length all the way going down my forearm. It's the same width. It's all one.
Yeah, your arms are the same.
Dude,
the whole
look
way
at that.
around.
I have fucking awesome forearm jeans. Terrible bicep and tricep. They're so small.
Your bicep tricep is the size of your forearm.
I know.
And it's not your forearm being huge.
My forearms aren't huge. If you look at proportionally to me, they're huge. Because the rest of my arm is the same. Look at how fucking weird that looks.
It's like a pipe cleaner. Like,
I know. It's just one fucking...
It's like a straw.
Yeah. I have terrible genetics for biceps and triceps. Terrible. Shoulders, awesome.
Yeah?
Great shoulder genetics, great back genetics. My chest is weirdly deep, but I have some... I'm terrible with a chest press, but like flies and stuff, super strong. It's weird. Yeah. Oh, fucking incline press. I can incline press.
The top of your chest is good?
Yeah, I can incline press way more than flat bench.
Okay.
But then,
you use your shoulders a bit for that?
I must, yeah.
Yeah, you must.
Yeah, it's fucking the stupidest genetic. That's what I'm saying. I could never win Mr. Olympia. I could probably, with a lot of steroids and a great coach. A few
years?
A few years, great coach, like super dialed diet. I could win a like physique classic. Mm-hmm. Like a regional physique classic.
Yeah, man, that could be enough.
But I'm never going to win Mr. Olympia. It just won't happen.
That's fine. You got to accept that.
Yeah.
I'll never be a chess grandmaster.
Yeah. I can't think enough
I'm
moves
not that autistic.
Yeah. I love chess and I love playing it. Can't think that many
Those
moves
guys
ahead.
are different, though. They're not like playing chess the way we play chess, where like the other person doesn't move and we go, and like think about it.
They know 30 outcomes already.
They know 30 outcomes already, and they've got set moves that they were planning on doing. It's like a process for them.
You know what I was good at
What's
I
that?
should have stayed with? Swimming and diving.
You should have stayed. Well, you fucking cracked your head, didn't you?
Yeah.
You got scared.
It scared me. It spooked me. But I should have stuck with that. That is a genetic build that I have. I'm set for swimming.
Built to swim.
Yeah, great. I'm built to swim. But let me tell you, not built to turn into fucking Ronnie Coleman or like Dorian Yates or anything.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm just not built for it.
What am I not built for? Most things.
You know what you're not built for?
What?
Soccer.
I'm not built for soccer. I got too much ass. I got way too much ass. Try and walk behind me on the line. It's fucking... You can't do it. I'm not built for it. I was described once as stocky.
Yeah, you're stocky.
Yeah.
You'd be great at like one of those strongman competitions, I think.
Yeah,
or like maybe a lumberjack competition.
Because the strong guys have less to live, right?
Yeah.
Less, because you have to lift it off the ground less.
Yeah. Yeah. A lumberjack competition, you'd probably be
Those
good
guys
at.
are fucking crazy.
It's fucking cool.
I don't think I could do the one where they run on the log. You ever see that?
You're so short and stable, though.
Yeah, but so's the other guy.
True. Yeah.
Because there's the one
a lot
where
of training.
You have to run on the log and try and knock the other person off.
Yeah, that you guys switch. Oh, and you're trying to switch.
What
your
a
direction.
silly sport.
Crazy.
It's a crazy impressive, but it's like, what if we did that?
Yeah.
Like, what if I tried to knock you off this log, but I can't touch you? I just have to run on this thing.
I just gotta run different directions, try and spin it.
Every
the other
time
way.
the like strongman, like World's Strongest Man and shit comes on, I watch it.
Huh. Do you really?
Yeah, because I'm so intrigued. I never plan on it. I'm never like next
You just
weekend.
end up watching it.
It's just like it'll come on. I'll be like, yep, there goes a couple hours. I just want to watch guys throw trees.
Dude, it's so much fun.
It is fun. Or
Yeah,
like
Highland Games is cool too.
I like the one where there's, I think they call them Atlas stones.
Yeah, where
The
they
big
pick up the giant
spheres.
spear and they have to set it on top of
But
the pillar.
there's like nothing to grab because it's
It's
just
just
so
a
they just
stone.
squeeze it against their
Yeah.
chest, and it's these like they're big boys, obviously.
Dude, they're like 6'5",
They're like 6'7". I don't know how many hundreds of pounds, but they're built.
350.
They are built, and they've got a layer of cushion
Yeah.
on all these guys.
Yeah.
And they're like red in the face, like trying to pick this fucking rock up. I love it.
Dude, this is another thing. Okay, my brother-in-law, he listens to this. I'm calling you out for this. So he's a power lifter.
Okay.
He is not delusional, thank God. But I know people who do powerlifting.
Yeah.
And he said this where he's like, you could get super far not doing steroids. No. That
Not
is
super
not
far.
no, yeah. Super far is a hell of a subjective term.
Yeah, you can be the best guy at your gym.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, steroids?
That's cheating genetics. That's what that is.
No, I disagree. This is where I come back to the genetics thing. Steroids and genetics are unstoppable.
Yeah.
With a work ethic, you can't and you can have good genetics and get close to someone who's like kind of sloppy but does juice. If someone trains hard and is not sloppy with their training and they are juicing, like, it's another realm. Mm-hmm. That's another realm, and I promise you.
Well, because they don't get tired as fast. They can train more.
Yeah, they can train more. They recover faster. Yeah, to the parents listening.
Put your kids on steroids if you want them to be pro athletes.
I know that there are parents listening. One of them is my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
And different brother-in-law. And they have kids. Like, him and my sister have kids that are in sports. Mm-hmm. If they're to go to the pros one day,
get them on steroids.
They have to do juice. You can't. I'm sure you can't get around it.
No.
People are like, well,
other parents are doing
the NHL isn't like that. That's not true. There is no major sports association in North America. There's none, including MLB. Mm-hmm. They're all doing some form. Let's granularly call it
performance enhancers.
Yeah, PEDs, PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. They're doing some form of performance enhancing drug, and I'm not talking about creatine and caffeine.
No.
I'm talking about real performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah, the days of like fucking Barry Bonds are over.
Yeah, they're not doing
juice ball is
where
over.
They're doing like 30 units of GH a week.
Yeah,
and like it's just astronomical amounts of growth.
Like when Barry Bonds played, I think his hat size went up like
2 sizes.
Yeah, 2 sizes.
And then over his career, 2 sizes. His brain grew. Yeah, he went up an entire shoe size, which is fucking astronomical.
Just putting meat on.
Yeah, just bone growth. Like he just grew.
Yeah, like he was in puberty again.
Yeah, but he's also taking 5 times the physiologic dose.
Yeah.
You can safely take about 3 to 4 units of GH a week. Yeah, like 30 is insane.
Yeah,
that's
insane. Gone. But they're all doing performance enhancers. They know how to get around the tests.
Yeah, and it's not all like D-ball, like to what you're saying. It's not like, aside from GH, it's not like they're doing D-ball where they just want to like get fucking huge and beefy. That's not what it is. Sometimes guys are just on like extraordinary amounts of Anavar or they're taking test. They're on like TRT, like let's call it like a super TRT dose, where instead of like I would say like a physiologic maximum, you take like a college athlete, peak physique, super awesome hormonal profile, natty, they're going to be like 800 nanograms per deciliter. And they'll be giving this to guys like that, where they're taking not bodybuilding amounts of testosterone, but enough to put them to like 12 or 1400 nanograms per deciliter, which is almost double what they naturally have. So then they recover like in half the time. So they're training more. So it's not necessarily that they're bigger and buffer and all that, but they're able to hone that skill faster because they can do it 3 times a day.
Yeah, they don't need to like take rest days.
They don't need rest days. They train 7 days a week, and they can do the exact same exercise every single day. Mm-hmm. And they can work out 4 times a day, every day, 3 times a day, every day. That's not inconceivable. That's not even out of the question. So like hockey players, known thing with hockey players. They train start and stop skating regularly, and they don't see extraordinary amounts of muscle growth because they try to train past the 30-second line so they don't get lactic acid buildup. Mm-hmm. So they're just better at doing it. They're better at stick handling. Their forearms, their rotator cuffs repair. They can do, instead of 500 shots a day, they can do 2,000 shots a day.
Yeah.
Like, your kids are just never gonna fuck.
So yeah, moral of the story: get 8-year-old Timmy on some
fucking juice.
Because
when
first
you're
of all,
realistically,
he's gonna go yard at the t-ball game.
Your kid hits 16. You need to start thinking about testosterone.
Just you could sneak it to him. It's the middle of the night.
Parents have done it.
Yeah, I know. Freaks.
Parents have done it. Dude, you want your kid to succeed?
This is how you get your kid not to talk to you when they grow up.
Yeah, well, they can be a happy millionaire not talking to me.
Yeah, and then you get to be the jaded parent that lives in poverty. That, like when your kid
I
goes to the hall,
I made him everything he was.
And then when you die, your kid, I love my dad.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. But hated you the whole time.
Yeah.
Just lies.
Just lies to make themselves feel better.
That is like one of my favorite cliches in life. Is dudes that clearly failed at sports and just put it all on their kids.
Get their kids to be, dude, Venus and Serena Williams.
Yeah. Well,
their father.
That's almost different. It's when it's like
ow, how's that different?
No, you're right. But I'm talking about a kid that was clearly meant to be like a poet.
I see what you're saying.
And dad is like, you will be
a linebacker.
You will be a linebacker. You will be the quarterback of this team, like I was when I didn't go to stakes. I threw up my arm at the big game. And then my girlfriend left me. I had to marry your mom.
I
had to marry the quiet girl who ate her own hair.
Terrible.
A.K.A. your mom.
Yeah. Awful. You don't want this life.
Yeah, dudes in their 40s, married since they were 20, talking about their ex-girlfriend. Like, man.
Yeah, and that's like, dude, you just admit you made a mistake.
Yeah. Stop talking about the high schooler you used to bang.
Yeah, it's weird now. You're 40. You shouldn't be thinking about
40. You got married at 20 to the girl you met at 18. Stop talking about your ex-girlfriend.
From 16.
Yeah, she's dead.
You're just dreaming about banging a 16-year-old again. That's weird.
That's weird. You're still married, bro.
Yeah. Your wife's alive, and she's listening to this story.
Those guys just, they divorced their wife at 50 and then moved to Thailand or something.
Yeah, or Vegas.
Start
vaping in Vegas.
Have you, I sometimes get reels from Thailand. Because I think we've talked about it.
Yeah.
I was talking about it with a buddy around. I think my phone was listening. Because he goes there a lot. He was on the show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? We were talking about that. And then I keep getting, slow-mo videos of guys, secretly recording, walking down, I forget the
sex aisles.
The sex streets. They have names. I forget what they're called.
Yeah.
But they're walking down, and it's, 18-year-old Thai girl wearing, nothing. Linked arms with a 55-year-old fat guy from England. And he's just like...
he's like, woo!
Yeah. My pension will last me the rest of my lilife out here.
That's the thing.
Just getting my balls tongued by teenagers.
I'm going to be honest.
If I get left.
Dude, if you're 60 and alone and you retire and you have a pension, you can live on you can live a damn good life on 20 grand a year for the rest of your life in Thailand. So for guys like that, they're like, I'm going to move to Thailand. I'm going to get myself, I'll get her when she's 18.
And then when I die, she'll be 30 maybe.
She'll be 30 and it'll still be awesome for me. And she can have whatever the fuck I have left for wealth. Yep. He's probably got an awesome inheritance. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. I just made her whole life. And she's only 30 years old and I'm dead. And I got to live out my last days fucking killing it.
If we're both divorced by 35.
That's what we're doing.
We'll move there.
Yeah, why wouldn't we?
Just have an apartment with nothing in it but 2 beds. And we'll just fuck all day. We'll fuck and do the podcast.
Can you fucking imagine?
Just recording
podcast,
with
there's a big ass table, and then you're like, sorry.
Hello, everybody.
There's Asians under the table.
Yeah, just record it.
I told you. Leave the left not alone. It's been weird lately.
It's been weird. That's the type of shit that happens to dudes when we get older. Yeah. Don't look at my left nut.
It's been sensitive.
It looks different now. It's a different color, and I'm not going to the doctor.
Not going to the doctor. It's fine.
It'll turn black and fall off.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Just looks like I have one African testicle.
I heard we had an African relative up in the tree somewhere.
So that's probably what it is.
Probably just came late.
Brutal.
That's fucking brutal. I knew I had an African relative way back. Everyone's got one for some reason.
I do want to touch on this again because I'm curious to this.
Okay.
What is your take? What do you think the world is going to look like? Are you a pessimist with AI?
Yeah.
Are you?
It's not even an AI. It's
the greed of people.
It's the greed of the people, and especially the people right now who are in charge of it.
Donald Trump?
But yeah. like the metas and like that kind of stuff.
You don't trust. I don't trust
Zuckerberg with AI at all. For some reason, they gave him a haircut and a chain, and they're trying to convince us he's cool now. Have you seen this?
Yeah,
like when he
'cause
went
he's
on
like
Rogan,
30
he looked
now.
like a light skin.
I know.
Like, what the fuck are you doing on there?
I know.
You are the like cropped, fucking bad fit polo lizard looking guy, and you've always been that guy. He's always been that guy. People like they made him look kind of nice in The Social Network, that movie. You talk to people that went to college with him, they're like, he was fucking weird.
Well, because he's autistic, dude.
Doesn't matter. You can be weird and autistic. You don't get a pass for being a fucking loser because you're autistic.
Yeah, you kind of do.
You kind of don't. Because he made Facebook to creep on chicks in his dorm. And
I don't think he did.
No, he did.
No, you don't know this.
I know this.
Dude,
that's
you
certified...
were creeping on chicks when we were in college.
No, I wasn't.
That is all. We were perverts. Every young man is a perv, dude.
Yeah, but no. No, I was cool.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, we used to spend hours a day just jerking off.
Used to.
Dude,
some of us are
we
keeping
would
the
spend
truth.
all day in the where we're awake. We'd all get up at 9 o'clock. We'd get up and like grab coffee and breakfast, and then we'd go back in our own rooms, and we'd be in our own rooms till like 5 or 6 p.m. And then we'd come in, and all of us would open our doors, and it would smell like you've been jerking off in there all
you can
day.
smell it?
Yeah, and then we'd come out and like casually all just throw out a lot of paper towel.
What do you guys want to do tonight?
Yeah,
You guys want to try and go get laid?
Yeah, you should go to the club, bro. Dude, these young guys are just fucking dirty perverts.
Yeah, but he's creepy. There's a different level of creep. This guy is the like. This guy's the like steal her clothes from her locker level.
You
creep.
think? I don't think he's that bad. I think he's awkward. I think he's just very awkward.
I don't want him in charge of AI. I
Okay,
want
that's
a cool
fine.
guy in charge of AI.
I don't know that he is in charge of AI.
Well, he's in charge of the company that
He's
is
in charge of the company,
AI.
but he very much makes a point of being like, he just does program development. That's his thing. He's not involved so much in the management because he's not good at it. He talks about it pretty openly, man. I follow him on
but
stuff.
like,
he's relatively normal. Him and his wife are weird and they're well suited for each other. But they seem like relatively nice, normal people.
But I mean, okay, Facebook has been busted for breaking their privacy concerns.
No, that's not true.
Yes, they have.
No.
They said they weren't collecting
this-
certain information, and then they got sent to court, and they were like, "Okay, we are."
Yeah, that it's like, yeah, we're as a byproduct, it's being collected, but it's not intentional.
Yeah, but they
Like-
explicitly were told not to, and they explicitly said they weren't.
Did you watch the fucking Senate hearing? Dude, listening to those guys.
That's a whole.
Listening
that's
to
the
those
only
guys-
time I'm taking his side.
Yeah, I took his side fully. I was like, these guys don't even know what the internet is.
Well, that's
he's
what
telling
happens
them-
when you have
and they're like,
60-year-olds.
does Facebook know my personal information? And he's like, if you put your personal information on Facebook, then it does know. And he's like, well, why? So the American people are giving up their information? He's like, yeah, but they make the profile. Like, they did it. It's not our fault. We didn't take it. And then they're like, does it know my location? And he's like, if you tag a photo and have your location services on and you tag the location, it knows your location. And they're like, why? Why are you tracking people? And he's like, I'm not. That's not.
No,
you're
the problem
not
is
understanding everything about the internet.
The problem is the phone listening, and the problem is tracking your activity.
Yeah, what's wrong with that, man? Sell your fucking info. You know what I like about Facebook and Instagram? It's free. It's I don't pay for it.
No,
except
if you don't
with my
pay for
information.
it, you're the product.
Yeah, exactly, which I'm totally fine with. You know what I love? I love getting fucking ads for couches that are all funky shapes. I love the funky shapes.
I've seen your Instagram. That's not what it is.
And tits.
Christian's Instagram is hot chicks lifting weights, hunting, motivational cartoons. What else is on there? Oh, guys living in a tree in the Arctic. What am I missing? I think that's it. That's your Instagram.
That's a lot of it. Yeah, like I'm trying to think. It's a lot of like, yeah, hot Asians.
Yeah, like the fucking couple episodes ago, the one you sent me, fucking AI.
Dude, I'm a sucker
you
for it.
got.
It's because I scroll and I don't ever click on them or anything, but I'll be scrolling
Yeah.
and I stop for a quick second. And okay.
Yeah. You gotta be careful. It's a whole different scroll around your wife.
Yeah, it is. I don't even like the other.
I won't even pull up my reels.
I don't even
around.
like reels because dude,
You don't want to know.
Nah, you don't need to know what's in there.
It's like, wow, for some reason, it's just 8 pairs of tits in a row.
Yeah, what? Wow, why? Oh, that's weird. There was a nip slip in there. That's
Oh, have you seen, like, in the last couple days, what's going on with Reels?
no.
Something in the algorithm broke. Everyone's getting tons of videos of people dying.
Dude, I love it. I've been getting a bunch. It's awesome. Yeah,
It's
I love
awesome.
it. It's fucking sweet.
I got,
dude.
like, 6 in a row of people getting executed.
Yeah, I keep getting ones of guys, like, getting in wicked car accidents. I saw one of these 2 Indian dudes walking down a train track, and he gets fucking misted by a train. Like, blood everywhere.
Do you think that's a little desensitizing to look at all the time?
No.
No, I'm different. It has no long-term effects on me.
Man, I've had my desensitization already.
I guess.
I'm past that.
I do remember...
Dude, don't fuck around. Like, pretend like meta's so bad. When we were kids,
Yeah,
we
I know.
used to go on Best Score. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking
Like
terrible,
having
man.
to go down to dinner with my family after watching a guy get his head cut off.
I remember,
Like, oh, here's your spaghetti. I'm not hungry.
I distinctly remember a video I found, and for a long time it influenced my opinion of people from Iraq. Because I was a stupid kid. Admittedly, I don't think that's about any more Iraqi
But in
people
the
are
moment,
like very
you were like-
normal and fun. In the moment, I was watching a video, and in the video, they have this knife on a chain, and this video circulated around a bunch, at
don't
least
think
in
I've seen
my
this one.
friends. And they would swing it as hard as they can.
Oh, against their own backs.
And it slices, like, drops their latissimus dorsi, and, like, their whole fucking shoulder and everything falls forward because it just disconnects all the back muscles.
Yeah, it's a religious thing, isn't it?
It's like,
self-flagellation.
yeah,
they call
it's
it.
something like that to the extreme, and I was like, these people are fucked. And I remember seeing it, and, like, you can see into a person, like, through thick layers of meat, and I was like, that is fucked.
Because I think there's like a thing where there's like extremists who will whip themselves. They get like a whip and they like do a parade. And then there's the extremists of those guys. And that's the guys with the knives.
Yeah.
And they'll like kill themselves
doing
publicly.
it. Yeah, it's horrible. So like that, do you remember the fucking like splat footages back in the day where like people jumping off buildings and like bouncing when they hit the ground, like shit like that? Like we used to watch that all the time.
I couldn't listen to the song Funky Town for a while. Do you remember that one?
Yes, I do.
Because there's a video of a guy who got caught by another cartel or was snitching or
And
something.
it's playing.
And for some fucking reason, Funky Town is playing in the video, and they like cut his head off.
And it
with,
takes
like,
multiple.
It's like the dullest fucking knife, and they're like they saw around.
Yeah, and then they're trying to hack.
They're trying to hack his spine apart.
And it's fucking.
I watched that with my family home. And then, like, came down, and I'm, like, sweating and pale. They're like, what's going on? We're having dinner. I'm like, fuck it. They shouldn't have given me, like, unrestricted internet.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Best Score back in the day was fucked
Or, like, you have an
man.
MSN message from a buddy, and you just click on it, and it's, like, old dudes sucking each other off.
Yeah, lemon party.
Yeah. Meat spin, the guy with the huge dick.
Oh, dude, I remember.
Oh, and it was fucking "You Spin Me Right" as his tag.
I remember one was a cartel thing, and they fucking shoot the first guy. He lands on the second guy, and the second guy's like, "Ah!" He's freaking out because this dead guy. And then they go up, and they're hacking. They're just chopping with a machete. And his head comes off, and he's screaming, and his head's like 3 ways, detached. And then they get through the fucking vocal thing, and you can hear him screaming out of the fucking hole. And I was like, dude, I watched that when I was like 14. Like, that fucked me up for life.
Yeah, there's certain ones I've seen that I can't.
Someone's soul. I watched someone's soul leave their body, like in the most horrendous way possible.
I don't think it's. I used to watch like combat footage and stuff.
Oh,
I can't watch that anymore.
dude, I can't. It's too real.
It's like bad for me.
Drone footage is really bad.
The drone footage
is so
is
desensitizing.
Oh, it's so bad. I watched one where a Russian guy castrated a Ukrainian guy, and that with a box cutter.
That's
and
fucked.
it was like, I can't fucking... That one I remember being like,
That's enough.
this is bad for me. Like, I'll go all day thinking about it, and I'll be like, this is bad. I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah.
I know it's happening, and I get the gist.
Yeah.
Or, like, even fucking footage from, like, an American in a helicopter or, like, a gunship.
Just mowing down.
Just and, like, 45 people are dead.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, area's clear.
Yeah, I know, and they're desensitized as
Those,
fuck.
like, you'd think from movies they're all like, ah! No.
No, not at all.
They're just
they're
they're
calm as
pushing
fuck.
buttons.
I knew a drone pilot, and when
Did he know the difference between a terrorist hideout and a preschool?
Nope.
It's crazy. Most of them don't.
Yeah. So, well, you know what? I'm gonna defend them a little bit on this. How about you don't be a bunch of hiding little pussy cunts and hide in a fucking preschool? That'd be really cool. Why don't you not put children in jeopardy so that when they blow your ass up, you can blame everyone else except for the fact that you didn't have the fucking balls to make your own hideout. So you hung out in the fucking elementary
joke
school.
Comes from there was
Yeah,
nobody
one
hiding.
time. One time.
I don't think it's just one
Dude,
time.
I'm going to say this. The amount of times that they've shot schools, bombed hospitals, all sorts of shit, because terrorists hide out in there. Mm-hmm. Don't harbor terrorists, and don't be shocked if you do when they blow your ass up. It's that simple. Don't associate with criminals. Don't associate.
Chris, we're criminals.
Yeah, I know, but like, don't
but
be
like
shocked when
so.
bad shit happens. You know, like I just like it's stupid. Anyway,
Chris, we're criminals. I know. Different.
it's different. I mean, different. Yeah. Anyway,
We're different kinds of criminals.
different
We're
kinds
cool
of criminals. We're cool. We're good
I
fucking guys.
don't pay my taxes. I speed.
Yeah, I speed, do drugs. Shit
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
cool guy. I steal some money every now and then.
Yeah, but only from people that look like they wouldn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, only from people that like have more money than they know what to do.
Yeah,
with.
like my wife.
Yeah, the only stealing I do is out of my wife's purse when she's in the bathroom.
But that's only when I need like $20.
I'm good for it.
I'll give her, if she finds out, I'll give it back.
If she finds out, I'll give it back. Fucking so true. Like, oh, I'm missing $20 out of my. Oh yeah, sorry, I meant that. I just borrowed it.
My bad.
Yeah, I got $20 on me. Here you go. Sorry, I was gonna give that to you right now. And if she doesn't find out,
you're up $20.
I love being a piece of shit. My wife, like, most of her income's cash. She doesn't even know how much is in there. I can steal $20 a day. She'll
Going to
never
the
know.
bar?
Thank you. Well, you justify it. You're like, well, a week ago I went out to dinner and she didn't even offer to pay. So,
I told her that
She
I wanted to
kinda
take her out
owed-
for a nice dinner. She didn't even offer to pay.
she kind of owes me $50. And like, you know, hydro was high and I just kind of ate that.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah. And I didn't even get to have a beer because apparently I was the DD, which I didn't know about until we
yeah,
got
that's
there.
awesome to find out when, you know, she's on her second drink, but you're still on your first because she's drinking cocktails and you're drinking beers.
Yeah.
So you're still finishing up your first. She's had two, and then they come back and they're like,
You're
"Can I get you
DD.
anything?" And you're like, "Oh, I'll get another beer." And she's like, "I thought you're driving."
You got to drive, though. And you're like, oh,
You're like, "Listen, I can drive off 4 beers. I just don't around you."
I can drive on 12 if you really want me to.
Yeah, I'm just careful.
Yeah.
I don't in the winter, but like in the summer.
Summertime?
Summertime?
Get the fuck
That's
out
why
of
they
here.
put curbs
Especially
there.
if the sun is still out.
Yeah, they're not even looking for drunk drivers yet.
You guys are idiots. They're looking for army guys.
If it's like in the AM, they're not looking for drunk drivers yet.
Nobody knows.
You're just plastered going to work at 8:30. Not even. There's fucking not a ride
No one
program
knows.
for miles.
Who's fucking looking for drunk guys right now?
That's why they made curbs. Well, correction.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
that's
like a
like a bowling alley bumpers.
yeah. They're gutters, right? It's
Yeah.
just like, oh,
Keep you out of the
you
yeah,
stop.
whoa,
You stop
yeah,
paying
you
attention there
fucking
for a
got in
second.
it.
Make
Yeah.
sure you're looking where you're going.
That's why country boys are such good bowlers, because they're always dealing with those fucking big gutters on the side.
Yeah, that's why they're all good at driving drunk. Because the ones that weren't good at driving drunk died in high school.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, that's fucking
brutal. Dude.
Yeah, when I was in high school, it was like one a year.
Dude, it was actually really bad.
Yeah, we lost a guy. I'm not gonna say the name because it's kind of rude. He died playing chicken.
Really?
With another guy on ATVs. They were all fucking drunk.
I remember a guy out by me. He fucking died doing the same shit he was on a dirt bike. Mm-hmm. And he went to get out of the way and it didn't turn. He slid and went under the truck. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Crazy.
It's almost like they should have done something in our school every single month and as an announcement where they're like, stop fucking drinking and driving.
Don't drink
Just
and drive.
kidding. They did. They told us all the time. And you know what they did?
Drink and drive.
Yeah, because their dads drank and drive.
Yeah.
Their dads drank
It's crazy out in the country how common it is. Like,
yeah, like no seatbelts at all.
My wife gets mad at me. I'm terrible for not wearing a seatbelt. Mm-hmm. I don't wear a seatbelt 90% of the time. Admittedly, I'll admit to that. Like, I'm really bad.
You heard him, officer. Look at this guy. It's a white truck with a black door.
I make an explicit point because I need my license to fucking
You need your license to survive. You should
yeah, so I don't drink and drive.
No.
I make a huge point of not doing it. I'll go to like all sorts of lengths to not drink and drive. But my fucking seatbelt wearing habit is terrible. Yeah. I regularly don't wear my seatbelt.
You should.
I've been trying over the last month to like make a conscious effort to put it on. Mm. And I know that sounds crazy to some people, but I've also grown up my whole life not wearing a seatbelt. Mm-hmm. Like, if you live out in the country and you get in buddy's truck, like I have buddies with trucks that don't even have seatbelts.
Yeah, they put that little thing in the clip so that it stops
you just
beeping
never,
at you.
Yeah.
You ever see that?
Yeah.
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 I saw one of those.
Just cut one off. I fucking used one from the records and stick it in there.
Yeah. I saw one. It was one you could put in so it'd stop it beeping, and the other side was a bottle opener.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Shit like that. Like I don't know. It's just I grew up with it never being a thing, and I did have friends that like got in car accidents, and it'd be like, thank God they weren't wearing a seatbelt because they'd be dead. And then that just kind of affirmed it for me. But I've been trying to wear a seatbelt because my wife doesn't like it.
Statistically, it's better if you wear a seatbelt.
Statistically, the 3-point guard invented by Volvo is one of the safest additions to vehicles.
But one guy will get into a car accident where he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and they'll be like,
don't wear a seatbelt.
They'll be like, actually, like in this very niche scenario, him not wearing a seatbelt actually saved him. And they're like, well,
no more seatbelts.
That's it. Seatbelts are a communist conspiracy made to take away our freedoms.
That's pretty much how
and then
I
it's like,
it.
Yeah, one guy hits a barrier, goes through his windshield, flies 30 feet, and turns into a crayon on the road. And they're like, he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And they're like,
I had a buddy,
but it hurts my neck.
I had a buddy get tossed. He hit a fucking pole, zoomed out past the pole.
Through the windshield?
Through the windshield, past the pole, out into the field.
Yeah.
And I think it was 50 or 60 feet he got launched.
That's a pretty crazy experience.
Hits the fucking ground and slides on his belly. Got up and was like, you know what he had?
What?
Fucking dislocated shoulder. That was it.
Lucky bastard.
Nothing else. Just clean through the windshield. And he went and looked back and was like, said he looked at his fucking car and he's like, the pole is in the middle of the car. Like he
missed. He could have just hit the pole.
He hit the pole with the car, but,
but
he himself just skimmed the pole. And I guess when he hit the ground and slid along, it like popped his shoulder.
That would make you religious, I think.
Yeah, it was like Jesus was looking out for him. That motherfucker goes to church every week.
Just like pulling me out of the way. So yeah, that's the Reasonable Doubt podcast stance. If you're gonna drive without a seatbelt, make sure you're drunk, so that when you hit the ground, you ragdoll. It's actually safer for you. And that's our official. You can quote us on that.
Don't quote me on shit from this podcast. It's brutal.
But as always, stay reasonable.
Keep doubting.
We love you so much. Good night.
Reasonable Doubt podcast. If you guys like funny, hilarious, goofy, goober, silly boys podcast, that is a good place to find yourself.
That was a good one.